We straight.
Lives would have been saved.
Movies would not have been made. Um,
That's true.
so you mentioned WWE. I mentioned the um, essentially the top eight. That's very difficult to be cracked. So I wanted to talk about what people are now calling, since Tony Khan's in the soccer business, the AEW transfer portal or transfer window
Okay.
that is seemingly opened up. It's pretty interesting to see the names that are in and out. Of course, we will talk about Powerhouse Hobbs being on his way out of AEW. I think that's kind of the headline thing here. Of course, when an AEW departure happens, into the world, discourse commences. So we'll break it down, but we'll go through the list first. First coming in, actually, we'll start with the outs. Powerhouse Hobbs. It was reported that he is his contract expired, chose not to re-sign. After being made a substantial offer, and he continued up until yesterday, and he is presumably headed to WWE. Mercedes Martinez not back. Matt Taven was out of here, as well as Alex Abrahantes. And then people on the way back in, or in for the first time, he's starting with Andrade. The entire Rascals of Desmond Xavier, Myron Reed, Trey Miguel, and Zachary Wentz, High End and Maya World, Mascara Dorada, Persephone. You got Hechicero and Jake Doyle. So let's talk about Hobbs, man. So Powerhouse Hobbs is out, and he's been the subject of a lot of discourse here today. And I'll say I really liked Hobbs and what he brought, to the company. Nice guy. Talked to him a few times, and just seeing, I think, where he came in from. I've seen a lot of people throw around a lot of different things, like just saying there was a failure of him and there was this ceiling that he couldn't crack. Perhaps that's why he's making a move, and more power to him. Sometimes you just gotta know. I think, like, in this, I've had some conversations, and some people, I said this before, and I don't mean it to sound bad. Sometimes it just does. But some people love the Fed, like, and some people grow up wanting to test themselves there, or be wrestlers in WWE eventually. And I think in Hobbs' case, probably looked around and was like, "No, I've been here for 6 years, and I probably went as far as I could go. But I think people should pay attention to those 6 years. Like, this is a guy, and I think it's a radically different reaction from the fan base when someone like Ricky Starks left. Everybody, I think most people were sick and tired of him, and like, good riddance. It ain't that hyped up anyway. But Hobbs, this guy started on AEW Dark. Completely different body profile than he ended up with. He hit the gym super hard. Credit to him, got in killer condition, and I think a lot of fans were happy to take that ride with him. And you look where you start at, when you come into a company, and where you leave. I have trouble calling this guy like a failure. I have trouble saying that AW failed him when he walked in as an enhancement talent that was on Dark, losing in 20 seconds. And then he leaves. He's working, in a main event program adjacent. Held a singles belt before, trios belts. We all know what they kind of do with those. But this guy's
Tag champ
profile,
too.
yeah, this guy's profile, where he's gonna go, he goes in way higher than he would have otherwise. Am I off base here?
No, no. I think there is a desire that people, or I feel like people have, I feel like they've missed opportunity. It's someone that looks like Hobbs because, like, whether it's obviously some of the obviously bad luck like Brody Lee, but Brody Lee, Hobbs, Lance Archer, Wardlow, Luchasaurus. You had guys you could push as a Hoss wrestler to a certain level that you could have maybe put the belt on or had potential at least for that at some one point or another, right? And none of them ever broke through. And for AEW to start the way it started, where it was literally like you had your Hoss matches here and there, you had a big guy beat the shit out of a little guy for like 3 minutes, like Marco Stunt getting his ass whooped. And then you had lucha matches, and then you had like basically a New Japan super match or super indie party match, or whatever else. It was fun to see all these variations, and you saw people at different points seem like they're going to break through to a certain level and get a shot at the main event that was a super heavyweight. And I was one of those guys that had the potential for it. It never got there for whatever reason. And another part that's super frustrating is like they just put the belt on Samoa Joe, and it's like in those matches that Samoa Joe had with Hangman Page, like none were better than the match he had with Hobbs on TV.
That's true.
And then you throw in like someone like, and then you throw in the roster you've had at the time in the main event. If you didn't want to make them any of these big super heavyweight hoss guys, you never wanted to make them the top champion.
I,
Cool.
I don't.
You could have put them. You could have put them in the main event as title challenge that had great matches. Heyman Adam Page has had kick-ass matches on TV or pay-per-view with the likes of uh, I'm sorry, Brody Lee. He's had him with the likes of Wardlow. He's had him with the likes of Hobbs. You look at someone like John Moxley, had good match with them same kind of guys. CM Punk had good match with those same kind of guys. Did I mention Moxley? Mention Page? Oh,
Yeah,
Cody. Cody had good match with those same kind of guys. When you had top baby faces around, those big, big brute motherfuckers serve purposes for the top baby faces. And now none of them are there in that kind of way. And so this is a part of Tony Khan's style. If he don't see you at the main event level to be able to wrestle that quality of match, unless there are some type of huge exceptions or whatever else, you're not going to get there, and that's fine. But the variety of life, it'd have been nice to have been able to have thrown, Hobbs into title match X, Y, and Z, Maximum Carnage, a what do they call the beach shit? The basically the version of Bash the Beach now. What do they call it? The
Beach
summer one,
Blast.
Beach Black, whatever the fuck. It's basically Bash at the Beach. Like when they do,
I mean, they did throw Hobbs in that like this time calendar year last year. Like he was the Moxley challenger on TV.
yeah, and then with bags, he fucked up his knee. But what I'm saying is,
No,
like,
no, for the AEW title. That was for the IWGP title when he fucked up his
okay, my
knee.
bad. Okay, what I'm saying is, I'm not just saying this isn't just a Hobbs thing right here in general. I'm talking about like a lot of other top guys in AEW's history do really good work with those kind of wrestlers or whatever else. And Tony Khan is not. Those guys have kind of fell through the cracks. Some is on luck. Some is just like there's too many spinning plates. He lost track of this, and it would have benefited some of the top guys to be able to have some match besides, you know, here and there at different stops or whatever. So now we are where we are, and it's like, all right, now we just know, like, bro, if you over 250 pounds, you're never going to break through in AEW, or at least you look at
Or you
6 year
gotta be
history, it's
raw.
never happened for you.
Or you gotta be raw in that way where you can actually go
Or
out on that level. You
or
gotta be
you can
raw and over.
or 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 there are exceptions. Chris Jericho gonna have to wrestle at some super high standard to be AEW World Champion. CM Punk have to wrestle at some super high standard to be AEW World Champion. John Moxley the first half of his of
James,
that.
would you
Hold
like
on,
me
let
to
me
go
finish.
through the different circumstances that apply to Chris Jericho and CM Punk and John Moxley?
I said exceptions. I pointed that out. But those are
These are
exceptions. What I'm saying is, if you can't wrestle at a certain level, Tony Khan ain't gonna put you there. And simply speaking, if you over 250 pounds, unless you're Drew McIntyre or Gunther, it don't seem like it's gonna shake out for you that way, dog. Or if you're Samoa Joe. Sorry, I forgot about that. Forgot about that guy that's 2-time fucking AEW World Champion. I forgot about that part. Forgot. Now,
Perhaps Hobbs should have wrestled in 2005 Ring of Honor. Are you saying, or
yeah, kind of. It's a situation where, hey, for some reason, unless you are old money North American wrestling superstar, if you weigh over 250 pounds, or you're not
I,
gonna get there.
I just don't think
No,
it's
no,
going to
no,
be accepted. I just don't think
no,
it's
no.
going to
I
be.
don't think it's the
I
end of the
know.
world. No, hold on,
I know
hold
people
on, Rich.
are thinking
Rich,
they
hold on,
want.
Rich. I'm not saying it's the end of the world. I'm just saying this is just looking at it. That's what it is. Because
But
like
what I'm
it's still a
saying
high
is, if
fucking
they
level of
actually,
wrestling.
what I'm saying is, if they actually go that direction, right? Like, and then you kick the likes of. There's a top six in AEW, right? Or let's
Uh
say
huh.
there's a top six, right?
Sure.
They go away from Hangman Page, Will
Uh huh.
Ospreay, Swerve
Uh huh.
Strickland, Kenny
Mm-hmm.
Omega,
Yeah.
MJF, Kyle
Yeah.
Fletcher, Kazuchika Okada. You go away from like that style, right? Fans are
Uh
gonna
huh.
fucking revolt. Like people swear up and down they want one of these big guys to go ahead and get their push at the top and be the champion.
Rich.
It's not
Rich.
happening. It's not
We
happening, and I think people are gonna
we
revolt.
are getting Samoa Joe and MJF right now in the last few months. The year before we got bad
And
John
people
Moxley.
revolted.
Rich,
Did they
they
not?
didn't revolt. They didn't because look at the pay-per-view buys. They didn't. And my argument isn't that hey they need to be champion. I'm just saying hey just flat out. You look at it. Are you
But
going
they
to be in
are wrestling
AEW
these
bump your head?
people.
Sorry.
They are wrestling these people though. Like these people aren't being hidden on like Ring of Honor. Like I don't really understand like the you know
Hobbs is out here babysitting Hook, bro. He was babysitting Hook the last few months or a couple months. Like it's fucking Hook. Are we serious? What the fuck are we doing?
I
We
mean, he
have
had a
Powerhouse Hobbs.
profile
We saw
match at Blood and Guts, like against the champion, the literal champion. Like,
we just
so
saw
it sounds like he was
Powerhouse
programmed to me
Hobbs. Um,
at the exact
sure.
level you were requesting, working with the
I
champion,
I
having a
would
good
say
match against the champion.
I would say that if you are pushing in a faction where the person that gets the heat is Hook and not Hobbs, I think you're doing it wrong. Fundamentally.
Did Hook get the
Sorry.
singles match? Did Hook get the singles match?
Did he get the heat?
I think Joe got the heat.
I think no
They
one
were
got the heat
sending
because
Hook to the locker room.
I think no one got the heat because the fans were like, "Hook, are you fucking serious?" Like for Adam Cole, I'm sorry, Adam Page to come out and be like, "My fucking title reign because of Hook." It's like that's a failure. We fucked this up,
He got so much heat. He had to wait 2 entire months to get him in a tag team match.
bro.
Like no man, like Hobbs
Bro,
clearly
they fucked it up.
got the right hand man spot. Like Hook was like they were trying to use him like Dom Mysterio. Like it just didn't take. Like,
It was a
but
mistake, bro. It was a mistake. Like that whole title reign shit was a mistake. And like Hook is a part of that. I'm sorry, Hobbs is a part
the
of that,
only
and like they
argument I
could have
feel
used
like
Hobbs
is you
better.
could have gave like the only argument for me is you could have gave Hobbs the belt instead of Joe there, but ultimately he's walking out the door anyway. So
Uh, I wouldn't even have said that. It's like, hey man, like look at this thing. It's like, okay, the decision is we're going to get this belt to Samoa Joe because in a month later we're going to get it to MGF for some strange fucking reason. But they're like, in the meantime, let's have a really good ass match with Powerhouse Hobbs and Adam Page to showcase that, like, oh yeah, this is even more preposterous why it was ridiculous that we made Joe the champion. Like none of this is good. None of these were good ideas. None of them. And it's like if you're Powerhouse Hobbs and you're sitting backstage and you're like and you're seeing all this shit going on, it's like, am I ever gonna get a shot? Not to say that he's gonna get a shot in WWE, but it's like, hey man, I can
I was
always
gonna
come back
say,
here
bro,
when this shit
like,
don't work.
I
No,
said,
but
do
the
we want
answer
to
is
do the
this.
other
I
side of
can
this
always
now,
I can
or
the answer is sure. The answer is, hey man, worst case scenario, I can always come back to AEW because everyone comes back to AEW, or not everyone, but like people don't come back to AEW after they try their luck in WWE. Lucha Bros gonna come back to AEW eventually.
I think in Hobbs' case, it's the perfect time for him to go. You look at his age, like he's 34. He's
Right.
relatively young. 6 years on national TV. Of course, he's walking into a fucking minefield. Let's just get on the fucking table. Like
Yeah,
we
but
know we
He has people that will. He has a person that's going to be back there is going to try, or actually probably two guys. There are two because remember, CM Punk liked Powerhouse Hobbs. So not only that, you also got
look.
Cody. So
He liked him over there. Like what's he really gonna be able to do for him now?
okay,
That
what I'm
nigga's
saying
just
is this,
worse
right?
there now.
Let me. But what I'm saying is there are going to be people given his age, right, and given like what's not there on the roster. You look at it like, all right, man. You put him in the ring with Drew McIntyre. You put him in the ring with a Gunther. You put him in the ring with a Sheamus.
How's that ever gonna
Put him in,
happen?
let me finish. You put him in the ring with a Cody or whatever else or a CM Punk. He probably has opportunity to do something there, and also he's not 30. Like how old is Obafemi? 30.
Obafemi is like 6 years younger than him, if I'm not mistaken.
So like 29, 30, right? Like Olafemi isn't gonna get there immediately because he's like in his early because he's like you gotta have 5 years to get yourself over. Like he might get cut in line by Hobbs or whatever else because of the age situation, and also they gonna be like there's only room for one at a time. So they gonna come. So he has a chance to be a guy to be kind of a bridge guy for if it goes out well. He works the guys
So
that are working right now and then he can move over to like in the future if it goes well. Then like he passes it down to the next generation, like the Braun Breakers, Obafemi's, what have you, whatever else. Like he can be a bridge guy, is what I'm saying. Because there's so many old fucking guys. There's not 30, actually 35. There's not many of them.
so you think he can walk in day one and he's gonna get pushed like closer to? I feel like you got the examples of people from AEW and WWE. You've
Uh,
got Cody Rhodes and CM Punk on one side,
it's not gonna be
and then,
Cody or CM Punk because those
and
guys are
then you
already
got
established stars, whatever else.
and then you got everybody else, like on the other side, people that have been
Right, but
stashed in NXT, people that
but
have,
here's the, go ahead, go through the list.
I was gonna say people that have been stashed in NXT, like Ethan Page or Ricky
So
Starks,
even Page and Ricky, but either one. Okay, anybody
or
else?
the Lucha Brothers,
Alistair, Lucha Bros. Okay,
Miro.
Miro.
I'm saying if you think he's closer to
Uh,
Punk and Cody, I think I'm gonna
no, no, no,
disagree.
no, no, no. What I'm saying is, you talk about TBH a lot.
Yeah,
Miro may be over 250 pounds, but Miro has an older TBH because he did, came on to take in fucking 2014 or 2015, but been around in WWE world since 2014. So a lot of people look at him as old or whatever else. What I'm saying is,
but they
like,
like that
all, the,
in that
all,
company.
but all those guys you mentioned outside of Miro, all of them dudes weigh under 250 pounds. This is a 250-pound promotion. He actually had, like, if they don't make it work with him, given who they have on the roster, and they do the look contest of can you be in the ring with a Randy Orton, Drew McIntyre, Gunther, Sheamus, so on and so forth, and Hobbs actually fits that size profile, and then actually like, was you put him
Look,
in if you ever actually get him in the ring with someone like that, we'll see. We'll see.
I hope they don't.
I think he has a good shot to actually get something. Now, do I think he's going to be fucking main event in WrestleMania? No.
That's a great question. Do you think Hobbs wins the title before Javon Evans? I mean, Javon Evans doesn't ever win, and he probably like they're gonna slow roll him forever.
So I don't. How big is Javon
Hobbs is
Evans?
shorter than everyone thinks, so
That's true.
I hope they don't stand Randy Orton next to him because they just stood him next to Trick Williams. Do you think he's gonna get pushed harder than Trick Williams? Since we got we're talking about Obafemi and Trick Williams and all that, right?
I'm going to say yeah because Trick can't wrestle. Like
I
the
think
bell,
Trick. I feel like
I
Trick's
think
already in trouble because like
if
they had him win
if
his
Trick
debut match without hitting his finisher.
if Trick were white, he'd have a better shot. But when they be like, hey, you can't really work and you black, there's like, oh, you got two strikes against you instead of one.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Like I just think like as far as like in AEW, I think there's too much competition at a main event level for
There's too much
like
competition everywhere. My point is like, hey, you've already done this for 6 years. Try your luck here, somewhere else, and then if it don't work out, you'll always be able to go back to AEW, and you'll probably get paid more than what you was gonna make in WWE anyway. I'm okay.
yeah.
I'm okay for wrestlers moving back and forth. I'm okay for that.
Yeah.
Like you need these guys moving back and forth.
Yeah. I
Like
think just like I think there was like an outpouring of love for this guy for the
he's likable. He works
for the
hard.
AEW fans. Like he was awesome. This man, like I said, he
Yeah.
worked his ass off, worked hard. I think a lot of people respected him, and it's just like it's like damn, like it. Of course, the end of the world conversation commenced and everything like that. It's just like nah, this is gonna happen. Like, and I don't begrudge the guy at all. Like, go see. It might be you. Like they've got a terrible track record with with niggas for one. But some people got to find out for themselves. So
Right.
like somebody got to touch the stove. Like, and
Here's my question. Right. We talk about all the time about like bad contracts and whatnot. Right.
I think they're gonna
So
try to we got to teach you how to work stuff.
all right, get him in the ring with one of the dudes I mentioned. See if he needs to learn how to work. If he needs to learn how to working with Sheamus and learn how to working with Gunther or McIntyre. I bet that won't happen. I bet he won't even learn how to working with Cody or CM Punk. But yeah, man, like so, or Seth when Seth ever gets back to health or whatever the situation is. But yeah, man, we was talking about what were we just talking about? I'm blanking what I was gonna say. I'm sorry, Rich. Go ahead.
I was just going to a couple of the comments.
Oh,
But
bad contracts, right?
contracts, yeah.
So, all right. So we talked about different people being like, that's a bad contract, ready to sign, right? Like somebody gets released from WWE, like don't bring them over to AEW, right? So if you're from WWE's perspective, right, we get all sorts of shit for letting go of Hurt Business. 2 years later, we get Powerhouse Hobbs. That's a win.
Yeah.
Three contracts for one. That's a win. So
Um, what else did I kind of have to say about it? So I think some of his best stuff was some of the hardcore matches that he did.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, like you know, best of luck to him. So, trying to see what else. I think there's
Someone in here said
AEW.
Bearcat Keith Lee comes to mind. Like, yeah, Hobbs doesn't have some of the issues that's going on with Keith Lee as far as like the health and conditioning stuff. So like I wouldn't even compare those two in that way. They just like
I think like well, the Bearcat Keith Lee was before all that started, but
no, he had health stuff. Remember he had the COVID thing, remember?
I don't know. I it's
Yeah,
so
remember he was going for a
fuzzy.
while with the COVID thing. He was going for a while with the COVID thing and then came back. And then like ever since there's been this issue where people were like, he looks bigger than he was the last time we saw him, whatever. It was like that's some of the health stuff with conditioning and the COVID thing. So yeah, like I don't think you
Yeah.
have that kind of stuff with Hobbs in the way that you did with